You guys. Okay, so my phone's at 46% and you guys know about my storage space, but I'm excited. I want to share something exciting that I've been working on, and I finally got the clearance to disclose it to you. So recently Bashar introduced himself to me, and we've been learning how to work together. We've been trying to understand how each other operates, and obviously if any of you are familiar with him, you know that he's a very masculine energy, very just stoic, and I'm a pretty feminine energy, so we've been learning a lot from each other. But one thing that he wishes people knew is that when Daryl Anka would channel him, he's grown a lot since then, and he's become a lot more compassionate, and that's kind of one of our purposes together, and why we chose to work with each other is just because we find more balance that way, and we like each other's the way we operate and stuff. So, but so I haven't channeled, well, I channel him, but I guess I didn't really know that I was channeling him. I channel other beings and stuff, but they never just say their name, because everything's nonverbal. It's use your intuition, it's an energy. But so we're gonna be channeling for the youth collective, the younger collective, and I mean, it doesn't even have to just be that. It could be if you just have a childlike energy, kind of like me, or it just, if anything, if it resonates for you, then it's for you, if you're seeing it, then it's probably something in there is it's vibrating at your frequency. But I wanted to just kind of explain something that I would the way I understand it, and how just I feel it's helpful to know when you're trying to when you're listening to, when there's not telepathy within things, in music and just shows, anything, and when I channel, it's gonna so if I'm talking about one person, it could also be two. It could be that one person at one time, and it could turn into another person at some parts of the. It's when your intuition, and when it's one name or one person or whatever, one energy, and you feel it, you start to think of another person when you were thinking of a different person. It's because it's all connected and stuff. So, hi. It's super nice out over here. I'm glad that fountain finally started working again. That's why I'm kind of wet, is because I got in the fountain. And my inner child loved it, and so did I. But, so yeah, there's just whatever comes to mind when I'm talking about anything, it can be different, just however it relates to you. So we're gonna try this. I have this this deck of oracle cards that I got a while back. It's called the Scrapbook, and I really like it. It's really cute. I got it on Amazon. It was pretty cheap too. I don't remember. I think it might have been under $15 or something. So, but yeah. So I'm just gonna try this. Whenever I channel, I usually find that it's when I'm just telling my own wisdom and stuff. But sometimes when I'll start talking about something hyper specific, or it's zoning in on something that someone needs to hear, and because it's also something that I'm going through too. Usually when someone is seeing something about whatever someone else has going on, there is in some way it's connected, or so let us see. This is for the youth collective. I saw the snake come out, so I knock on things and I like to knock when I feel there's a lot of dense energy or whatever, if it's been around with me, and I haven't had time to cleanse it or anything. I like to do the 3-6-9. I'll three knock energy out, and then shuffle, and then 6, whatever. But okay, let me just think about. Okay, so I don't even know if I need these cards, but I'm just gonna say that when it comes to like being out in public without like supervision, or just, you know, if you ride the bus or whatever, just any, like, if there's grown-ups that like talk to you and they make you feel uncomfortable, but they aren't doing anything that is inappropriate, or it doesn't seem that way, but like it seems like they're being nice, but you feel uncomfortable. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is listen to how any situation, listen to how your nervous system feels around people versus what they say. Because for me, many times when I've been in uncomfortable situations, like someone would be like I feel like they just didn't make me feel comfortable. They kept asking me a lot of questions that I didn't feel comfortable answering, but then they kept being like in my space. They kept touching, like, I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, but they were making me feel uncomfortable. Like, I feel like when people do that, I like to call it word magic, because words are spells. I feel like that's why it's called spelling. So I feel like it's just kind of like, look over here, like disconnect from your intuition and what you're feeling and listen to what I'm saying, because it's distracting you, but your like nervous system's like, we don't like this, like go, you know. So listen to that, but also we need to normalize not letting people touch us, like shaking hands. If you have to shake someone's hand, shake with your right hand, because energy exits out of our right hand. But like, we don't have to hug people. When we hug, like, even if that person doesn't seem like a bad person, like, when it comes to the spiritual realm, this is just my belief. I'm not like, if you don't believe this, that's fine, but I just want to put it out there for anyone just in case they do. I feel that like lower kind of parasitic kind of energies or entities and stuff, they can body jump just like angels can. Anyone that operates in any like lower frequency, like fear or addiction, or it doesn't even have to be anything as extreme as addiction, it can just be like greed or like envy or jealousy or whatever. Like, demons, but also angels, can body jump and when they like touch our food or whatever, they can try to like pass some energy to you, just to kind of what we call destiny swap. So like, say someone's very envious of you and they want what you have, but they don't want to put in the inner work that you put in, they will just like try to create situations to where it looks like you're the problem, or, you know, things like that. But also like, they can just simply do that like unintentionally with just like touching you, giving you a hug, whatever. Just point is, whenever we're within 6 feet of people, we're, especially like if we're empathic, which most children are, most of us are, we don't know it, but when we're especially within 6 feet of someone, we're picking up their emotion. Like, once I changed my diet and like I went celibate, I don't let anyone touch me. I don't like, if people try to like, when they try to joke and do that, I speak up and I say, no offense, but just because of trauma, whatever you have to say because that makes you feel like comfortable, not being rude, but still standing up and saying, please don't touch me, you know, like, it's just nothing personal, like, because energy exchange is real. And if that person's anxious, whatever, you don't want to absorb that. So, but yeah, try to make your own food as much as possible, or like don't go to fast food places, or like, if you do, just be mindful, take note of the person's mood that they're in that takes your order. If they're rude to you, then that energy is going to transfer to your food, and you're going to be like, you won't even realize it. Like, I still catch myself, like, I'll be like, I'll be fine because I'm aware, but then I'll like catch myself thinking about it while I'm eating, and I'm like, oh my God, because that's literally the energy that I'm consuming. But like at grocery stores, like, I mean, you'll be okay, like, it's just more when someone's rude to you that you really will like notice it affects your moods and your own energy. But I try to use self-checkout as much as possible, or just being mindful of our own like mindset when we're cooking or when we're making food. Because for me, I noticed that before I knew this, I would just like kind of start thinking about my problems, or like what I had to do, because cooking is like when I would stop and slow down and like think about kind of like meditative, but then you're infusing your food with like poison and more stress and anxiety. So I put on frequencies, like I put on just whatever makes me happy. I put on some funny stuff. Like, I know I made a post a while back where my ancestors started chanting, I started hearing, we ain't white, we definitely ain't white. And I was like, what is that from? And so I had to Google it, and I looked up, and it was from Not Another Teen Movie, like the cheerleader, when they're doing that bit about like Bring It On or whatever. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, you just want to be high vibrational when you're cooking, or like, you know, wait a little bit if you are stressed out. And also don't, like, if you want to like kind of, I don't want to say binge eat, but like indulge in your junk food, it's better to like eat those more unhealthy things that we kind of struggle to completely cut out of our diets. It's better to consume those things when we're in a better headspace, because when we're not, like, it's everything. It's not just about like, it's not just about what we consume. It's about how it is stored in our body, like how we digest it, how we store it. So like if I'm like fearful, or, you know, if we're just like, oh, I have to eat now, like that, we have to do that sometimes because this world can be, we have to move fast, but it will get stored as cortisol, which can also often like just get stored in our gut, but it will just kind of like emotionally, like the food won't be nourishing for us like it's meant to be, you know. The food is stored best and absorbed best like in our mind, body, and soul when we can sit down and consciously connect with it. Like, I know it seems silly because we're so disconnected as a like human race, you know, but we can find our way back, you know, like we are, but yeah, I like to, like, I started doing something that, like, when I tried going to college for early childhood development, like a while back, there was a class that I took, well, it was writing. I was writing a paper, and where I had to describe, like, really kind of take in a food dish, like, with all my senses, and I had to write about it, and at that point, it was really hard, but now it's not so hard. Now, like, just be mindful. Think about, like, what it looks like, how it sounds, like, the texture. Like, try to make the distinction of flavors, you know? Like, that will also be able to help you, like, put things into words. If you just do little things like that, like, just really observe things around you, not just food, but everything, you know? It's just easier with food, like, how it tastes, like, what texture is it, what, like, is it more earthy, is it more citrusy, is it more, like, because becoming vegan has taught me a lot about not only just, like, health, but, like, science. Like, bake. If you want to find out about science and stuff, like, bake. It's pretty cool. But, yeah. For now, I don't think there's going to be really anything, like, hyper-specific on anyone's situation, since we're just learning how to do this. But, just kind of like a to let you know thing. But let me see if there's anything else. I don't know. I'm at 12 minutes. My phone storage might start running out soon, but I've seen that person 5 times today. I've been everywhere. So, anyway. I think I'll just end it there. And then, like, I can reflect and see how this is going to go, because we don't know either. We don't know how this is going to go. So, but I know that it's important, like, part of this for me personally is, like, facing my shadow and, like, just being on the spot without, like, fear of judgment, or, like, knowing that it's okay to mess up. And that's kind of, like, what I'm demonstrating for you guys too. Not only just like but as a mother, as a person, like, it's helping me grow, and hopefully it's helping you guys with your, like, confidence, and helping you grow too, because we're on this together. Even if, I guess there is one more thing I'll say. Even if there's people in our lives that we love, but we might have to distance ourselves from. I've posted about this before, but I want to reiterate, because, like, people that we love, you know, we have to protect ourselves, you know. And I'll just say what I said in my, like, written post, is that no one is better than the other, so we have to try our best not to judge others. No one, you know, we're just all at different starting points, but sometimes we need to distance ourselves from certain people until, like, just in order to protect ourselves. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this off because I'm feeling like energy conflicting and it's trying to distract me. But yeah, don't be, like, sometimes trauma bonds can get us to, or, like, narcissistic dynamics can get us to think that, like, we're abandoning them by, like, pulling back our energy, or not speaking to, not giving them as much of our energy, which is, you know, limiting contact, or, like, you know, just pulling it back slower and slower. some people might notice that you're doing that and they won't like it, and they'll maybe try to like make you feel bad. But don't feel bad, because like when we do that, it really is one of the most like boldest, most strongest sacred forms of not only tough love, but like it speeds up their healing, so they can like, it kind of lights a fire under them to like get up to your level, you know, until, so they want, and it shows like leadership too, like, oh, that person's actually doing something, or like, you know, I can do it too. Like, sometimes you just have to show the way, so that way, like, people already have it within them, but they just want to see a little bit of reassurance that like someone else is doing it some way, and then they find out how to do it in their own way. It's important to make sure that things that we see that inspire us, that we like, that we admire, that we want to be, we don't try to just like copy paste. We figure out how we can make that our own and like connect it in a different way. Because when I talked about like being an artist, and we can't all create the same thing or similar things, because then it's like there's no authenticity, there's no like, we're doing things to be like one another, and we're not doing things confidently from our heart and soul, you know. So yeah, I guess I'll just stop that there and go charge my phone. I love you guys, and you guys are often stronger than most grown-ups, and I want you to know that children's energy, like, just because we're like not well, I can say that because I've been celibate for almost 2 years, you know, just because we're not and I keep myself, like I said, much distance between myself and other people, so my energy isn't like affected by other energies that aren't compatible with mine, that aren't vibrating at a similar frequency to mine. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought, but just when it comes to protecting your energy, like, and knowing what like anxiety or thoughts are yours, or like beliefs are yours, is just always make sure that when you're feeling like stressed or whatever, that you get as far away from people as possible, and just like go put your feet in the grass, or like, you know, go listen to music. Literally always go listen to music, because that's probably the easiest thing, that's more accessible if you don't have like, can't go outside, or you don't feel like going outside because you just feel too like kind of bogged down. I've been there, so I understand how it can be tough to get yourself out into nature, or just doing those types of things when you're like first starting out. Learning how to protect your energy and regulate without those other external means and like modern means that like just kind of, yeah. So I love you guys, and yeah, you're very strong. Oh, I was saying, we're kind of like battery packs, so like we have to protect our energy, because even people can like unknowingly, like subconsciously be like draining us. They don't mean to, but they just do. So we don't even have to like shine a spotlight on it unless we feel like we need to speak up, but we just distance ourselves, and we don't need to over explain ourselves to anyone, you know. We don't owe anyone an explanation, and if you feel like you do, then you kind of know that might not be someone that you can trust or something like that. So I love you guys. We're really excited to like see how this evolves, and yeah, because kids are very important, and yeah. Okay. Love you guys.